Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am sharing 3 tricks for all of your Halloween treats. And I am featuring some fabulous products from the Essentials by Ellen line. I will be sharing 3 ways to kind of wrap up some sweet treats. And I am using the new Bat Hugger die from the Essentials by Ellen line. I'm using the Bonbon Box and the 2-in-1 box. Now here's a look at the brand new Bat Hugger die. This is a part of the Essentials by Ellen Fall 2021 release. It cuts the outline of the bat as well as the score lines to fold these wings in. And it comes with a couple sets of eye dies as well. Now, that is one way to wrap up a treat, but the 2-in-1 box and the Bonbon Box are great ways as well. I'll also be using this Tag It Halloween stamp set, and I have an array of different colors of cardstock that I chose based on an ink color. A lot of times when I put together a palette, I'll choose some inks and then I'll find cardstocks that kind of coordinate. And I will be using kind of this warm silvery glitter paper from Memory Box. This is a part of their holiday collection and it's available over at ellenhutson.com as well. Now, before I start die cutting all of my cardstock for my projects, I'm going to do a little foiling with the brand new Tiny Stars Hot Foil stamp from the Essentials by Ellen line. This is also a part of the new Fall 2021 release from ellenhutson.com, and I am using some black foil from Spellbinders. Now I have my plate on my FoilPress platform with the design facing up towards me. I've placed the foil with the pretty side facing the design of the foil plate. I've then added my cardstock and the shim that comes with the foil press. And once my timer is up, I set it for about 15 seconds usually. I'm going to go ahead and remove the platform and run it through my Gemini Junior. And look at that, I have perfectly foiled black foil stars on this pink cardstock. And I am going to do a bunch of different colors of cardstock. So while my foil press is out, I'm going to go ahead and add another piece of foil, place my shim on top, set my timer for 15 seconds, and then run that through. Now I did want to mention when I use the Glimmer foil, which is designed for the Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil machine, I find that I prefer to have my foil press platform set at medium heat. I just get the best results. I think the Glimmer foil needs a little bit more heat than the Crafter's Companion, so just keep that in mind. So now that I have all of my cardstock foiled, I'm going to start die cutting my little treat boxes here. And I'm starting out with the Bonbon Box. It is so easy to put together. I am just die cutting the first shape from this foiled star cardstock, and then I'm going to die cut a second. Now, the great thing about all of these box dies from the Essentials by Ellen line is that they create the score lines that you need. So all you have to do is kind of fold them along the score lines and reinforce that fold using a Teflon bone folder. Now, a Teflon bone folder is great because it's not going to leave any shiny marks on your cardstock when you use it to really press that crease into your cardstock. Now, something else to keep in mind is if you're having a hard time getting your folds started, sometimes I fold them a little bit in the wrong direction first before folding them in the right direction, and I find that helps me. You could also reinforce the score line using a bone folder and your score tool if you wanted to. Now, on the bottom of one of these Bonbon Box pieces, I've added some double-sided adhesive. You could use liquid glue or something else if you prefer. And I removed the backer from that double-sided adhesive and then just lined it up with the square on the base of the second piece so that I have the handles across from each other and the little slits across from each other. Now this box is ready to put together. I'm going to bring the handles up into the center and then just take the piece with the slit and go right over the top, and that slit piece is actually what holds this Bonbon Box closed. So this is a very easy treat box to put together. It comes together very quickly. I had my little side kind of poked in there, so I just reached in and pushed it out. And you could fill this with little sweet treats, some money, or whatever it is that you want to put in there. Now it's not quite big enough for something like a gift card, but the next box that I'm going to show you is plenty big for a gift card. Now I have several of the Essentials by Ellen Spiderwebs die cut from different colors of cardstock. I also have some hearts, and I die cut those using the High Five die set from the Essentials by Ellen line. And then I have these letters that I die cut using the Essentials by Ellen Classic Block Alpha. So I'm going to use all of those die cut pieces throughout various projects today. And I have a little grouping kind of grouped up over to the side there that I'm going to kind of tag this little box with. And I'm going to add a little sub-sentiment using the new Tag It Halloween stamp set. So I've prepped the surface of my ebony cardstock from the Essentials by Ellen line using my powder tool. I've inked up my stamp in some Versamark ink, and then I'm adding my white embossing powder, and I'm going to heat set that. And this says, "You've been booed." And I think that is so cute. I'll take this over to my trimmer and just trim it down into a little banner shape. And then I am going to add this onto that little grouping that I created using the various die cuts. Now, because I have some glitter cardstock in this die cut grouping, I thought that liquid adhesive was the best idea to kind of adhere all of these together. So I'm using the Lawn Fawn glue tube, and I'm just adding a little bit of liquid adhesive onto the back of this heart. I'm stacking it on top of that glitter spider web. And then I'm going to take these really light pink letters here and just spell out the word boo. And I didn't bother to add these in a straight line because I thought by kind of adding them wonky, it would make it a little more playful. And then I will add my heat embossed sentiment along the bottom using a little bit of foam adhesive. Now I'm going to take this entire thing and use it as a tag. I'm just going to tie it onto my Bonbon Box using a little bit of twine, and that completes my first little treat for today. It is so cute. I love these Bonbon Boxes because they're so easy to put together, and they're really fun to decorate with cute little tags. Now the second little treat box I'm going to show you today is the 2-in-1 box from the Essentials by Ellen line. Now I'm going to die cut the first one from the front side of this essentially pattern paper that I've created. Now I found out the hard way that if I die cut the second one from the front side of the pattern, it didn't work out. So just trust me on this one. I need the mirror image of this design for the other side of my box. So I am just holding this cardstock up to the light so I can see the outline of my die through the cardstock, and I can make sure that I'm cutting out all those adorable foiled stars. And then I'm going to run this through my Gemini Junior to die cut my second piece. Now, once again, I am just using all the score lines that are created by the die, and I'm folding them over and reinforcing them with my bone folder. And a little tip that I can give you whenever you're using a box die, it's pretty safe to say that anytime you have a little tab like what I just folded over, there's going to be adhesive on that. So I'm going to take both of these pieces, fold over on all the score lines, and then I'm going to start adding my adhesive onto the tabs. Now on this piece here, I am going to add adhesive to the tabs along the bottom of this box, but on the other piece, I'm not going to add adhesive because I want this to be able to open and close. Now the cool thing about this 2-in-1 box from the Essentials by Ellen line is you can actually use this vertically like I'm doing today, or you can use it horizontally, which is another fun way to create this box. I've removed the backer from the long tab along the side of this box, and I'm attaching the two pieces together. Then I'm going to remove the backer from the other long tab on the other piece there, and I'm going to fold this over to kind of make the base of my box. So you can see I have the box forming here. I like to make sure that those edges line up, and then I'm going to press that adhesive down. Now here's why I only added adhesive to one of those lid pieces, because I want the top part to open. So for the bottom part, I've gone ahead and removed the backer that's on the tabs there on the adhesive, and I'm going to fold that in. And then I'm going to use my bone folder to just press those tabs onto the side of the box to make sure it's well adhered. And that finishes off my box. It's super easy to put together, and then you can just fold this top in and close it up. So here's a look at that box once it's completed. This is a great size. You could put a gift card in here. You can put lots of treats in there, maybe even a mini nail file and a little bottle of nail polish. This is a great size box, and you can see I finished it off again with a little bit of twine, a glitter spider web, and a little sentiment from that Tag It Halloween stamp set that's new from the Essentials by Ellen line. I heat embossed that onto some vellum and just kind of added it lengthwise down the length of the box, and I think that is so much fun. Now finally, I'm going to show you this bat hugger die in action, and this is super easy to use. You're just going to die cut the bat from your cardstock, and I'm die cutting it from this foiled cardstock that I created earlier. And along the sides of the wings, there are some score lines that the die creates. So you're just going to kind of fold those up. Before I do that, I'm going to take the eyeball dies and just hold them in place with a little bit of low tack tape and run that through my die cut machine, and that's going to create some little eyeballs on the bat. If you don't want to fuss with that, you don't have to, or you could use googly eyes instead. These bats look great any way you cut them, so they're just fun to play with and they're so easy to create. So once I have the eyeballs cut out, I'm going to fold on those score lines that the die created, and that's basically all there is to putting together this bat hugger die. You can slip little treats into the wings of the bat, and it's going to kind of wrap its wings around it and hold it in place. So a few great things to kind of slip into this bat are some cash, some chapstick, some candy. The Hershey's Nuggets fit really well in there. The little mini Hershey bars fit well. And you could either use some like liquid glue or glue dots to hold this closed, but I like to add just a little bit of twine because I think it's an adorable way to finish off this bat. So you can see the twine just holds those wings wrapped around my little treat that's inside. And you can leave it like this, or you can do what I did and add a few little die cut pieces to the back of it as well to kind of dress it up. Now here I'm using the bat hugger die as it was originally designed and intended, but there's a lot of ways that you can use it. And if you missed it, I shared a video a couple weeks ago featuring 5 different ways to use this bat hugger die. So I'm going to throw a card up into the upper right hand corner and you can check that out if you missed it. But I'm just finishing it off with a few little die cut pieces and a heat embossed sentiment, and that finishes off my adorable bat hugger die here. So there you have it. 3 tricks for giving some treats this Halloween season. I really hope you enjoyed a look at all of these little treat boxes and ideas, and I would love for you to tell me in the comments below which of these 3 is your favorite. Now, as always, I will have links to the featured products used in these projects in the description at YouTube, so if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Or you can head on over to the coordinating blog post. I will have that linked in the description as well. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. As always, I want to thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed these projects. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here on this YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the paper crafting and card making video tutorials shared here. And if you loved this video, I would love it if you would share it with a friend. Once again, thanks for watching. I'm so glad you're here. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Hey, look at you making it all the way to the very end. You know, if you've made it this far, you are one of my favorites. Go ahead and click the button on the left side of the screen to subscribe to my channel. And here's a couple more video tutorials I thought you might enjoy.